guys, welcome back to Close Reading. Yesterday really got me thinking after reading our article on ancient toothpaste and toothbrushes. When we read A Brush with History yesterday, they talked about this crazy thing called a chew stick, and I couldn't stop thinking about what it looked like. So I looked up this really cool picture of a chew stick. It turns out that a long time ago, people would use this end to brush their teeth, and then they would use the other end. They would make it into like a sharp point, which you don't see here, and they would use it as kind of like a toothpick to pick stuff out of their teeth. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. Today we're going to be looking at our two articles that we've been reading, Ancient Toothpaste and A Brush with History. And as we read both of these, we're going to think about how they're similar and how they're different. But first, let's take a look at what we wrote yesterday. Just like you guys did, I worked on my genre-based thinking job chart. First, I wrote down 3 facts that the author taught me and that I thought were the most important or most interesting. Then I wrote down what I thought the author's point of view was. I got some messages yesterday with this work, and I really appreciate those of you who sent it to me and did such an awesome job. My 3 facts were, the first toothbrushes were thin sticks called chew sticks, just like we saw here. My second fact was toothbrushes used to be made of animal hairs. And my third fact, today toothbrushes are made of plastic. And then I said the author thinks toothbrushes have improved a lot from when they were chew sticks. I totally agreed with this author. Today, like I said, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be looking back at these 2 texts, and we're going to be thinking about how they're similar and how they're different. When we do this, we compare and contrast. I want us to be able to think about compare and contrast and how we can do this as we read. So before we start and reread our text, we're going to watch this quick video on what compare and contrast means with some awesome students.
Compare and contrast. Compare and contrast. What does it mean to compare? It means to find what is the same. Let's see how my shoes are the same. They both have bows on them and they're both black. And they both have straps on them. I listen for the word pair. The word compare. A pair is 2 things. A pair is 2 things like 2 hands. A pair is like 2 eyes. Let's compare my pair of hands. They both have thumbs. They both have pinkies. When we contrast, we find what is different. This body part is the foot, and you could tell by the toes. This body part is a hand. You can tell by the fingers. So, if I compare these parts, they're both parts of the body. But if I contrast them, this one is a hand, and this one is a foot. A long time ago, there was a man. His name was John Bear. He was an intellectual. He thought of a good way to help people compare and contrast. He thought of this idea. These Venn diagram glasses help me to see what is the same and what is different. Compare and contrast. If they're alike, they go in the middle, and if they're different, they go on the sides. I can compare and contrast lots of things in a story. This story's characters are turtles. In contrast, this story's characters are fish. The characters are the same because they're both animals. I can contrast the setting of these 2 stories because this one takes place on land and this story setting is underwater. Compare and contrast. Compare and contrast. If they're alike, they go in the middle, and if they're different, they go along the sides.
Awesome. Now that we've learned a little bit about compare and contrast, we can now go back in our text and reread and look for things as we read that are similar and different between these two articles. All right, keep these things in mind as we go back, reading the text all together. Ancient Toothpaste by Tom Wiggins. People have always liked to have clean, white teeth. Today, we just squeeze some toothpaste onto a brush and start scrubbing. The toothpaste is made from sodium fluoride, which keeps our teeth strong. It also contains a whitener and flavoring. But toothpaste used to be different. The first tooth cleaner was made in Egypt over 1,600 years ago. Like today's tooth cleaners, it was a paste. Unlike today's toothpaste, it contained mint and dried iris flower. It also contained rock salt and pepper grains. And instead of using toothbrushes, the Egyptians rubbed the paste on their teeth with a finger. Egyptian toothpaste also came in only one flavor, mint. Even with the mint, it tasted unpleasant and strong. Today, our toothpaste comes in many tasty flavors. We can choose from mint, cherry, and even bubblegum. Like our toothpaste, ancient toothpaste did clean the teeth. However, it was not very pleasant to use. It was painful in the gums. It sometimes made them bleed. Egyptians must have cared a lot about their teeth to keep cleaning them, even with all those problems. Now we're ready to read our next article, A Brush with History. As we read this one, keep in mind what is different between this article and the last one that we read. A Brush with History, Linda Ruggieri. You know it is important to brush your teeth with a toothbrush to keep them healthy. But how did people clean their choppers before toothbrushes were invented? The first tooth cleaners were thin twigs called chew sticks. The sticks were fuzzy at one end. A person rubbed the chew stick against his or her teeth to keep them clean. About 200 years ago, William Addis invented something closer to today's toothbrush. He collected thick animal hairs called bristles. He attached the hairs to a handle made from animal bone. Addis found that lots of customers wanted his invention. People still wanted to improve the tooth cleaner, however. Animal hairs did not feel great against human teeth. Finally, man-made bristles were created. They were made out of nylon. Then plastic was used for handles. Now toothbrushes could be made quickly and cheaply. Millions were sold. About 50 years ago, the electric toothbrush was invented. It does a great job of cleaning teeth. Today, we have toothbrushes with soft or hard bristles. There are sizes for adults, children, and babies. Tooth cleaners have come a long way since chew sticks. Who knows what kind of tooth cleaner will be invented in the future? Wow, that is a lot of awesome information about toothbrushes and toothpaste. The next thing that we need to get ready to do is we need to get ready to make our compare and contrast chart. If you do not have a printer at home, that is fine. We are going to be drawing our compare and contrast chart in our notebook. In order to draw a compare and contrast chart, we are going to start by drawing a circle filling up about half of our page. A big, big circle so you have enough room to write in. So we have our first circle. Now we're going to draw another circle, and this time we want them to overlap in the middle. Now you'll notice this chart that I have here is starting to look a lot like the chart that I did on my computer. The next step is we will need to write our titles for each part of our chart. We have the article Ancient Toothpaste, the article A Brush with History, and in the middle we have both. Remember, in the middle this is compare, while on the sides we have contrast. How they're similar, how they're different. So I'm going to go ahead and write those titles on mine while you write yours. Make sure your titles aren't too big, so you still have room to write how they're similar and how they're different. If you have not finished setting up your compare and contrast chart yet, please go ahead and pause the video here and finish setting it up. Now that we've set up our compare and contrast chart, we are ready to go back and figure out what's the same and what's different. Compare, contrast. So we're going to start with what they both have. What do they both talk about? Go ahead and tell your turtle, what do they both talk about? They both talk about when? What did you say? When I talked to my turtle, I told my turtle that both articles talk about how to clean your teeth. So in this both section, I can add talk about how to clean your teeth. And we're just jotting notes here, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a complete sentence. So both talk about how to clean your teeth. Now let's think, but what was different about these? So let's think about ancient toothpaste. What did the article Ancient Toothpaste have that A Brush with History did not? Ooh, I can think of one really specific thing that made these two articles very different. Go ahead and tell your turtle what you think was different about this article, Ancient Toothpaste. The article Ancient Toothpaste is different because give me a thumbs up if you're done. All right. I know that in Ancient Toothpaste, they talked about one method of how to clean your teeth. Here, they told us all about toothpaste. They told us all about toothpaste. What did A Brush with History tell us all about? Which part of cleaning your teeth did A Brush with History tell you? Go ahead and tell your turtle. A Brush with History told me about So I know an Ancient Toothpaste told me about toothpaste. A Brush with History told us all about... If you said toothbrushes, you are right. So told us all about toothbrushes. So we know one article tells us about toothpaste and another tells us about toothbrushes. We now have one thing that is different about each article and one thing that is the same. Here is your assignment for today. I would like you to add 2 more things that are different about the article ancient toothpaste, 2 more things that are similar between the 2 articles, and two things, that are different about the article A Brush with History. It can be specific facts about toothpaste, or it could be specific facts about toothbrushes that they tell us that you don't hear in the other article. Here, it could be specific things that were similar about how they clean their teeth between brushes and toothpaste. Make sure you work hard on this today. If you want to challenge yourself, send me a picture of your compare and contrast chart. I know you can do awesome. If you want to challenge yourself to do more than 2 extra, please go ahead and do so. On the next thing in your video, I will be showing you both articles next to each other so you can look at them and pause your video and take some notes in your compare and contrast chart. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday, and I will see you next week.